Are you considering going on TRT and worried about the increased risk of prostate cancer? Maybe you're already on testosterone replacement therapy and worried about prostate cancer. My name's Dr. Taranella, and in this video, we're going to break down some of the myths and facts around testosterone and its relationship to prostate cancer. If you're enjoying these videos and getting a lot out of these, don't forget to hit the subscribe and like button to continue getting videos like this. Also wanted to note that this video, like all my videos, are made to go beyond basic health, but it's not made for any individual. So please read this video disclaimer before we go into the video details. So in this video, we're going to look at, does testosterone increase prostate cancer risk? And we know that testosterone replacement therapy, or TRT as it's often referred to, is very safe and effective treatment for those with low testosterone. And it helps with the symptoms of hypogonadism or low testosterone, like erectile dysfunction, fatigue, low motivation, low mood, even depression. Some, though, for various reasons that we will discuss in this video, worry that it can create or worsen prostate cancer. Now, there are some myths and certainly some facts to both of these, and that's what we're going to spend the bulk of this video discussing. First, though, let's understand a little bit about what TRT is. So TRT, as I said, testosterone replacement therapy, is the process of adding testosterone back into the body when the body is not making enough, and that is called hypogonadism. When this is occurring, many people feel like unmotivated, depressed, lack of energy. So it can really drag down your life and your overall sense of well-being. And when it's low and you add it back to the body, most people do feel better when they have normal levels or optimal levels. But what is happening in the prostate tissue itself? Is there some sort of thing uniquely happening in the prostate tissue itself? Well, yes, kind of there is. So the PSA is prostate-specific antigen. And when testosterone is low, like below around 400 nanograms per deciliter, your prostate tissue isn't really getting fused or saturated with very much testosterone. And the same is true for estrogen and other similar derivative hormones like DHT and other derivatives of estrogen. This means that the size of the prostate relative to the value of the PSA will be lower too. When you add in more testosterone, usually the size and relative PSA goes up as well. What I've seen in my practice is an increase in that PSA somewhere around 25 to 30% over 12 to 18 months. And this is partially why testosterone gets a bad rap regarding prostate cancer. But that's not the only reason. But the thing is, after the 12 months or so, it doesn't continue to increase. It's going to hit a plateau. And then beyond that, it's going to kind of stay in that same relative range. Now, there is some historical context to this that's interesting as well. So the historical context of testosterone replacement therapy being linked with prostate cancer in the public eye and even doctors comes from a longstanding concern and evolving understanding of the relationship between testosterone and androgens in general and their ability to facilitate prostate cancer and worsen prostate cancer. This connection has been scrutinized for many, many decades, with the initial beliefs grounded in the theory that increased testosterone levels increase the promotion and growth of prostate cancer. This notion was primarily based on early research and the understanding of that research that prostate cancer was an androgen-dependent disease. This belief has shifted recently, but the initial link between TRT and prostate cancer is largely influenced by the work of two doctors, Huggins and Hodges, in the 1940s, where they suggested that testosterone would stimulate prostate cancer growth. Their research firmly established androgen depletion therapy for prostate cancer, which is still used today. These are hormone therapies like leuprolide, also known as Lupron, and they're still being used today for advanced forms of prostate cancer. So this led to the long-standing caution against using any testosterone or TRT in men with the history of prostate cancer or those that have fear of exacerbating the disease, or if they have a family history, things like this. But as I said, this theory, or myth as it's called, has been steadily evolving, and studies began to challenge the notion that TRT significantly increases the risk of cancer, instead suggesting that TRT can be safely administered to men with hypogonadism, even those with a history of prostate cancer. And in doing that, they're not necessarily increasing the risk of cancer reoccurrence or cancer progression. So one study in particular was a population-based study in 2017 that looked at over 30,000 patients and found that those that received TRT did not have an increased overall risk of prostate cancer. And those patients that received TRT had a significantly lower risk of aggressive prostate cancer. The researchers went on to note that, in quotes, although there was more favorable risk of prostate cancer among men who received TRT, that could reflect the physician recommending prostate cancer screening in men who took the TRT, so like they were getting more frequent PSA testing. So this study pointed to certain biological truths, like testosterone is important for normal prostate cell differentiation and function. In normal prostate cells, as well as cancerous prostate cells, testosterone can stimulate the production or proliferation of prostate cells, and that prostate cancer cells may not be dependent on androgen/testosterone in general. Many other studies find a lower rate of cancer cell death after castration compared with normal prostate cells. So what does all this evidence suggest, and what should you do with regard to TRT if you are concerned about the risk of cancer? The truth is, we don't have 100% certainty about testosterone and the risk of prostate cancer. The picture certainly looks better than it did maybe 10 years ago, but not all prostate cancers are the same either. And this is why it's an individual decision and based on your unique concerns, unique family history, and unique current health situation. I have patients on TRT that have PSAs above 5 and have several biopsies showing no cancer. I have patients with previous prostate cancer now on low doses or moderate doses of testosterone that are being monitored closely for PSA as well as other things. And I think regardless of your unique situation, frequent and ongoing monitoring of your PSA when you're starting TRT and routine monitoring thereafter is a must. The PSA is a helpful and simple way to get insights into what is occurring in your prostate tissue, your prostate cells. It can be misleading, of course, if you take one result and isolate that. Yet this is why the test is best done when used with more consistency and serial testing over time to see what's changing and not taking one individual number. So in closing, does TRT increase prostate cancer risk? I think the answer is no, especially in the case that you are doing more frequent monitoring of your PSA. If you're just out there injecting yourself and not getting tested, well, perhaps there may be some increased risk, but based on this study that we're looking at, the overall risk for increasing prostate cancer looks low, especially that for more aggressive prostate cancers. If you do have any follow-up questions on anything in this video, definitely drop those in the comment section. If you have a more urgent question and you want a more personalized, customized answer that I spend more time on, consider joining the membership program. We'll have more time to dedicate to your question. Thanks again for watching. We'll see you next time.